Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today I have a little video that I am calling, perhaps it's not very original, but I like the sound of it. We are calling it Dior Galore because I have a lot of new products from Dior here. I have a selection of a bunch of new stuff they've released, and I kind of got it all at once, so I figured let's just go with it and do a Dior Galore video. So let me tell you what I have, and we're going to try it all on, swatch it in two different lights. You know what we do. Super glad to have you here with me. Don't forget that you can also follow me over on TikTok, Instagram, and on Threads. Okay, let's start with, we have a new, you probably know, Dior Backstage eye palette. This is $52, and it is the 002 Smoky Essentials palette. Let me show you it here. We're going to talk about all of these, and we're going to swatch them all. We got so much to do. We're so busy. This is going to be a fun video. Here it is here. It is all your smoky essential needs, these kind of rosy shades and beiges. We don't have it's been a while, but let me just remind you, if you haven't bought a Dior Backstage palette in a while, we used to have the primer in there. We don't anymore. I like the no-nonsense Dior Backstage eyeshadow palette. It's really kind of, some people say that's the lower end. All right, then, so be it. But I think it's also really kind of the working makeup artist's makeup. I really like it. It's no nonsense. The case is no nonsense. There's no mirror. It's easy. I think the color stories they put together are really pretty and really useful, and I like the way the makeup performs. I like that a lot. But I'm going to talk about the lipsticks first. We have another eyeshadow palette, but let's talk about the lipsticks because I have them in the same swatches, So, okay, we also have some lipsticks here. So there are 68 shades of the Rouge Dior lipstick that have been redone with that horrible, these eyeshadow palettes have it too, that horrible 6 months expiration date. So Dior has been reformulating everything. This should not be news to any Dior beauty fan. There are all sorts of arguments out there. I don't know which side I fall on. Some are saying they're finally caring about the earth. Others say that it is a cash grab. The main thing is that the expiration date on all of their stuff now is 6 months. And while we never used to care about expiration dates in the past, the question is, do we have to now because these new formulations have no preservatives? I'll tell you this much, we are creeping up on 6 months since they started doing this. So we're all going to start sniffing our palettes and seeing if they look different or if the texture changes or if there's a scent or anything like that. Well, they have now gone with the Rouge Dior lipsticks. So we have 68 shades, 24-hour comfort, reformulated to be like 99% natural or something. If you are a huge fan of Rouge Dior, and so many of you are, this might be a disappointment for you, and we will have to see as time goes on how they wear, how they last. But I picked up 2 shades. I picked up one velvet and one satin. I'm actually wearing the velvet right now. This is the Saint Germain velvet shade that I'm wearing right now, but we'll put on a little bit more of it with this, and then we'll put on the other shade I bought is the Daisy Plum in the satin. So we'll put on that too as we go. Let's first take a look here at, we have another eyeshadow palette, but let's look at the Backstage and the lipsticks. First in studio lighting. First in studio lighting, we have the Dior Backstage eyeshadow palette in Smoky Essentials, $52. Next to it, we have the Saint Germain Velvet 824 Rouge Dior lipstick, and then all the way towards my wrist is the 976 Daisy Plum Satin Dior lipstick. These lipsticks are refillable. They are $49 each, quite a hefty price tag. And again, I would love for you guys to weigh in below if you are a huge Rouge Dior fan. Are you upset about this? My guess is you probably are. But they are refillable, and the refills will be a little bit cheaper, obviously. I bought them with the magnetic component. I showed you that. Let me show you these also in the bullet here. Here is the one I'm currently wearing. They are really pretty. This is the Saint Germain in the velvet. It's a really pretty, kind of looks like almost like a cotton weave. Really pretty. Kind of the same way that Lisa Eldridge did her velvet lipsticks, the way they looked like velvet. That one kind of looks like cloth. And here is the satin in the Daisy Plum, and that has much more of a sheen to it. We'll try that on in a moment here, especially when we go to the demo portion. Let's talk about the other eyeshadow palettes. So there are 2 new Dior 5 colors palettes. These are my least favorite. This is the higher end. I find these very hit and miss, frankly. I know some people are very devoted to them. It is limited edition. They have a pipeline peach, which I did not purchase. I'm not a peachy eyeshadow wearer, but if you know anything about this channel, you'll know I'm a huge fan of pinks. So this is the 123 Pink Organza. It is $70. I'm taking out the little brushes there. It is $70 and limited edition, and it's all sorts of pretty pink. So I'm really hoping to like this one, and we are going to try it on. But first, let's take a look at it. First, we have it here in studio lighting, so you can see it best. And then we're going to take both outside. So the first thing we have here is our Dior Backstage eye palette in the warm California sunshine with the Rouge Dior Saint Germain and the Rouge Dior Daisy Plum Satin. That is in the warm California sunshine. Sorry, rest of the country, that's chilly. California thinks it's chilly. It is in the 50s and 60s. That's not chilly, California. Southern California is so silly that way. And then we're going to go just to the swatch of the Diorshow 5 colors in Pink Organza. I did not pick up the Pipeline Peach. $70 out there in the warm California sunshine. Okay, I am going to go change up this lipstick. Well, we're going to first try it on a little more, and then I'll change it up so you can see both shades. So here is a little bit darker. This is kind of as a stain. This is Saint Germain, which is one of my favorite streets in Paris, I must say. Let's try it on a little bit here, and just kind of darken it there. Just so you can get a better idea of the shade. Isn't that pretty? Kind of seems like very Saint Germain shade. Okay, I want to go change up the lipstick shade, and then we're going to try on both of the eyeshadows, so stay with me. Okay, here's the Daisy Plum. We'll put on a little bit more in a moment, but I really like it. It has a bit of a metallic look to it, if I can close you in here. And I really like it. I think it's really pretty. Slightly, like I said, metallic, smooth, satiny. Both of these promise to be comfortable for 24 hours. Not 24 hours wear, but to have like leaving, you know, a little bit of moisture and gentleness on the lips. And I do think they are that. So far, I don't see any difference, but I do prefer, I always have, the Rouge Dior in this kind of satin shade. And I think that's a really pretty one. Easier to wear as a stain. Just easier than a matte in general, but you know, that's personal preference. All right, let's try on the eyeshadow palettes. Take a moment, if you will. Make sure you are either still subscribed to this channel if you've already subscribed, or please subscribe. It helps me boost my channel and get it out to more people, and I would love the support. And a big shout out and thank you to those of you who are members of my channel. It is $4.99 a month, $4.99 a month, and we have weekly lives and we have a lot of fun. We would love to see you there, but that's info in the description bar, including super thanks and all that good stuff too. I would love to have you join us. Okay, let's talk about these eyeshadow palettes and try them on. This is the Smoky Essentials palette, and we're going to start with that. We don't have that primer anymore. Sound out below if you missed the primer. I missed the primer. I used to really like that eyeshadow primer. I am, yes, struggling to get that open. Okay, we're going to start here, about a bunch of Sonia G brushes over. Let's do one eye and one eye. I always tell everyone this. I'm going to start with this shade right here and put it all over the eye. Why am I not doing two eye looks? I don't really do, I do eye looks because I put on eye makeup here. But please remember, at the risk of always repeating myself, I am a fashion and beauty journalist. I am not a makeup artist. My knowledge comes from the journalistic end. So I'm not trying to do, going into this right here, I'm not trying to teach how to do eye looks. Although a lot of you say that you like my quick style, and I appreciate that. That's very sweet of you. But I do leave the artistry up to you. I just like to kind of review and see how the shades look. Okay? And this is so far very pretty. So this is a smoky palette, and I think it's doing that. I'm just trying to use a bunch of the shades, and I am using this one beautiful Sonia G brush so far. Very nice. Let's switch brushes. This is also Sonia G, same shade, and we're going to run it underneath. I love this lipstick too, by the way, off topic. Okay, let's go with this one right here, and I'm just going to put this right here on the mobile lid. I'm just trying to use a bunch of the colors, you guys. I don't know if this is necessarily the look I would do if I weren't on camera, attempting to just kind of try out the palette, which is what I do here. There are so many channels that will do amazing eye looks and teach that. We're just for trying this out. Here's a great shade right here. This is a burgundy shade. Let's see if it runs the risk of making me look like I have hay fever. And don't think it does actually. This I would use as a liner, and I don't tend to line on top of the lids because I have hooded eyes. Okay, let's find something. I want something that I can just kind of put, switching brushes again. Let's go back here and just kind of put this into the inner corner and kind of onto the lid and just give the eye a little bit of light. What do you think? That's very pretty, very quick. Just tried to use as many shades as I could just to demonstrate the palette. That's a very, very pretty smoky palette. How about this? How about this Diorshow 5 Colors palette in these pinks? So we have way too many pinks released. Pinks must sell, and you know, mea culpa, I love me the pinks. You know, did anybody else get this? And perhaps I should be ashamed. When my order came with the lipsticks, I got this, and I was like, what has Dior gifted me? But I think it was like their end of the year if you have enough points, and I guess I've earned those from buying it. I've got a little brush set from Dior, so we should really try one of these out with the eyeshadows. Right type below if you got one of these too. It's kind of nice, huh? I mean, it's kind of big, but it's got like a storage portion and a brush portion. So we'll use one of these underneath on the eyes. But let's go ahead and take this brush here first, this Sonia G brush here first, and just kind of cover the whole lid with this shade. Oh gosh, it's pretty. It's kind of a pearly white pink. I am a sucker. Like I said, pink just keeps selling. And everyone is like, why so many pinks? Well, we're all buying them, me included. Okay, same brush into this beige shade here. I was wondering if this would show on the eyes. And it actually is doing a nice job, especially putting that light pink on there first. It's really kind of highlighting this kind of gentle, linen-y, crisp shade that I'm adding to the corner and a little bit under the eye, even. Ooh, that's really pretty. I'm very hit and miss with these, but I'm enjoying this a lot. Okay, I'm going to put this over and into the corner and onto the eye. I told you guys I would use one of those brushes. So let me take this brush that they gave me. I was going to say for free, but I kind of paid for it, didn't I? You know, because I ordered a lot. Let's take this pink here and just smooth that right into the eye. This feels very spring to me, which I guess it is. For those of you who go, what the heck, spring, it's the middle of winter, do remember that in the fashion world, the cycles are that during one season, you're getting the next. And of course, since Dior does ready to wear, you know, they run like that as well. So yes, it's very spring. And resort sometimes comes before spring in the winter, and it works for that too. Okay, and then we're going to go, same brush, it's actually quite a nice brush, into that, just make it a bit darker there and in the corner. And wow, I think that is super pretty. That is really, really, really pretty. That's the Diorshow 5 Colors. And this, of course, is, again, the pink organza. There was a peach as well. And here's our Smoky Essentials. Pretty nice. Let's put on this lipstick darker. I promised you I would do that. And I really do like this lipstick. It's very pretty. This Dior Galore is actually quite fun. Okay. Okay. Ooh, I'm ready to head out on the town, albeit for the fact that I have two completely different eye looks going on. Which is my favorite? I actually like both of these very, very, very much. It's not hard to make me like pink, so I thought that would be a winner. But that's just a really pretty spring eye, and this is a really pretty anytime smoky eye. It could have gone a lot smokier, but I like Dior Backstage, I'm not going to lie. I don't always like the 5 Colors Dior, but this is really pretty. In terms of the lipsticks, I've always liked the satin more. Those of you who are a Rouge Dior fan, there's so many of you out there. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this 6-month expiration date? Certainly, some of us have had our reformulations for 6 months with no preservatives. Is that going to start to matter? Take a sniff of yours, touch it. As the things change, we're going to start to find out pretty soon. I'm used to ignoring expiration dates. I'm not sure we can do that anymore with no preservatives, guys. So tell me what your thinking is on that. I mean, this is what makes us a community. Make sure that you like this video, share it, all that good stuff. We are heading headlong into 2024. So happy to be here with you guys, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Don't forget to ask me for any comparisons that you need here or over on Instagram.